The Standard Bank Under 16 Week is part of the Standard Bank Regional Performance Centre program that we run in partnership with Cricket South Africa. It forms part of our holistic cricket sponsorship, where this plays the pipeline component of our sponsorship program. So these are 12 centres spread evenly across the nation, where children from townships and rural communities get to play cricket. They are recruited from township and rural communities and taken through the hub and ultimately into the Standard Bank Regional Performance Centres. So what this week represents is essentially it is a week where teams from all 12 centres play against each other to showcase what they have been able to achieve over a one-year period. And essentially this is also an opportunity for the best out of the 12 regional teams. Individuals from the various matches would be selected to participate in an RPC team in the National Cricket Week that will be held later on this year.
It really means a lot because it teaches you the basics. It gives you like the tools to go in and make it into the big world and like swim with the big sharks. So I think a kid from the RPC really needs to appreciate these kinds of tournaments because it gets them the exposure that they need in order to swim with the big sharks. I think they're already doing enough because they're already sponsoring tournaments like this and enabling youngsters to showcase their skills. There's nothing I would change about the sponsors.
Moving forward, we would like to see the youngsters progress through the ranks, make it beyond just their respective communities, perhaps even getting onto provincial teams, age group teams, and ultimately the dream would be to have some Standard Bank Proteas come out of these programs, because had it not been for this, they would not have had a chance to play cricket on this level, with this level of support, dedicated coaching, and also the support that they receive from the under 19 coaches and technical team, where they would be given a chance to play beyond what they would have.
So at Standard Bank, we do realize that youth development is where we sort of groom the men of tomorrow and we groom the adults of tomorrow. So it's best that we invest in people at that level so that we may be able to have responsible citizens within the country in the future. What we hope to achieve here is to imbue the spirit of entrepreneurship amongst the coaches, but ultimately we want to create sort of a channel of information where they can go back and impart this information with the kids and create an environment or a country where entrepreneurship is encouraged beyond what it is that's in front of us, beyond our circumstances. Ultimately, we will all want all the kids to play for the Proteas, but we all know that is not possible. But at the very least, we would like some of them to become players at club level, or even coaches at club level, but for them to remain within the structure of cricket, and even if it's not within the structure of cricket, but to remain within the structure of sports in general.
So School in a Box is a platform where learners can do extra work on them. It can be used in NGOs, in churches, in after-school care programs, in a school classroom. Basically, we've got content from grade 1 to 12, and learners get to do that on tablets. We create learner accounts for them, they log in, they do their lesson, and they're set to go. They can even practice using quizzes and exams and past papers that we've set out for them. The founder, whose name is Michael Darby, had a school, Watershed College, but it was a really elite kind of school, and it was really giving out really good content, really great results, but he felt like he wasn't reaching the kids who really needed that kind of good quality content. So he sold the school and he started the social project, developed a School in a Box kit, which is the great content that he had at Watershed, but now it's able to reach kids who really need it. So kids in townships and rural areas, basically really kids anywhere.
Nutrition is a very integral part of physical activity. In sport, the body is put through these challenges. So it means that the body needs fuel, and that fuel has to come from somewhere, and that is the reason for the nutrition. And the nutrition has got the vital vitamins and minerals that is so essential for a sports-loving person or a person in active sports. The objective of NutriWell is, as South Africa develops as a world sporting country, nutrition will play a vital part in that. We intend keeping pace in development of nutrition that can meet those needs.
First, I just want to say thanks for Standard Bank for giving us the youngsters from rural areas who give this opportunity to play this kind of tournament, because now they're going to be, this is the next level to see the gauge themselves for the next level like provincial setups. Kids are enjoying themselves here, but it's that small things that we need to fix. Cricket awareness, small things that just need to be fixed with our cricketers. Other than that, I'm happy with the standard, that the talent that they show in the field.
Yeah, the week has been very good and we lost 2 games and won 1. Today we are happy that our batting lineup is good.
It's been a good week. We're all from different parts of KZN, and to come to the tournament and gel together is really good. It's really good. I have a lot of support all around. All of us have support, so it's been good.
It's of utmost importance. I think we've been yearning for a sponsor at the very, very grassroots level, because the extra funds, the sponsorship helps us to reach places where children are playing cricket, but because there's no money, we never get to these places where they are playing, or they never get to the big towns and the big cities are. So for us to see them, they're always on the outskirts. So it's of an utmost importance and a very good initiative from Standard Bank and in partnership with CSA.
Thank you Standard Bank and Cricket South Africa for sponsoring us, and we are happy that we have fun in the field.
Immense. It changes the holistic life of the person, and I would like to thank Cricket South Africa for getting hold of Standard Bank to come on board to produce these events like this, and especially in the hubs where the guys are coming from disadvantaged areas to experience these events, not only to play cricket but to make new friends. Right, so thank you very much to Standard Bank and Cricket South Africa.
I think going around this week, we've all seen how lives have been changed, and we really want to thank Standard Bank and CSA for this amazing program that has been started just over 5 years ago. So many lives has been touched, and so many kids has fallen in love with this game. We work in rural areas, we work in areas where the only option basically almost is playing sports, and cricket has been one of the pilot sports in many of the areas that we work in, and it really has changed and touched different lives of the kids. Just coming here, we all the way from down in southwestern districts. Some of the boys, it was the first time that they went on a plane and saw Joburg, and just think how their lives have changed. I think they were scared at first. Most of them has been scared because it's the first time away from home for a week. And then obviously the surroundings they're not used to, and also now making new friends. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey, not just for us as coaches, but also to see how these kids and these youngsters grow.
Every coaches forum that we attend is a bit long, right? After a long day's cricket, it is a bit long, but it is beneficial. Us as coaches, we learn every day. Us as coaches, we don't know everything. There's some things that the players know that we don't know. So these forums are good for us as coaches to grow.
All the stuff that we discussed on the different evenings on how can we as coaches not just learn from the book or from the TV, but also from each other, coaching techniques and stuff like that. So it helped us a lot, and we all could learn something from each other.
I never thought I'd score 100 in the final, because my first game I wasn't proud of it because I didn't score much of a runs, and my second game was like, okay, it was better than the first game, and today the final I feel proud of myself. That was a great feeling, a really great feeling, because that was my first 100 in my life.
It hasn't sunk in yet. It hasn't sunk in. It probably will later. It's not about me. The boys deserve it more than I do. They put in the hard yards. So, yeah, it's theirs. Like I said, it'll probably sink in later.
I'd like to thank Standard Bank for providing this tournament for us, and it was a really good tournament.
Hubs and RPC program is very important to Cricket South Africa. It's been 5 years down the line and we're starting to see the successes. It's important to us to make sure that we produce enough players that are going to play for Proteas at the end. But not only players, we also focus on education. The School in a Box initiative is important to us. Make sure that we provide assistance and support for the learners that are having problems with maths or science or whatever subject it is, to make sure that when they finish with their studies, they've got something to fall back on. So it's important for us as Cricket South Africa to support the Hubs and RPC program. Transformation lies on this program, and we're very grateful to have partners like Standard Bank, who really cares about the kids. To them, it's not only about bat balls and it's about human beings, it's about developing future leaders. And we have seen the success of this tournament this year. If you have to make a comparison with this tournament compared to last year, just under 5,000 runs scored last year, over 7,000 runs scored this year. So the kids are starting to score runs, they're starting to occupy the crease, and they're showing confidence when they play the game. So we're very happy as Cricket South Africa. We've got no doubt that in the future, some of the Protea players are going to come out of here and going to show success.
So the Standard Bank RPC Under-16 week, I think it's been a wonderful tournament. I just think the performances that we've seen throughout the week have been good, and as a selection group we've been really happy of what we've seen. Having it at Under-16 is good. It's good because at Under-19 level we work on phases. We work on an Under-16 identification phase, where we identify players and we try and get them for the next World Cup. So 2019, you identify players and you're probably thinking about 2021. I know the World Cup is in 2020, but you're working always on a 2-year process when you identify players. So credit to everybody that's organized this tournament, because they're looking ahead. You know, a 15-year-old this year, in 2 years' time, he's a matured cricketer. And I've seen a lot of leadership in some of these cricketers here, which is a good thing. It's a good sign. The exposure that these players get, it should never be underestimated. When players can come to tournaments like these, they're a little bit under pressure. There is a bit of a final. And when you score runs under pressure in the final, well, it just shows the character of some of the players. The other thing that we also have to mention is the quality of the conditions, the facilities. That's only when you can expose batsmen, and I think that's something that we need. We need a lot of batsmen to come in and score a lot of hundreds, because when batsmen start scoring hundreds, the bowlers need to work a little bit harder to try and to get them out. But I've really been happy. I think the selection group that we've had for this tournament, we're very happy. With a little bit of headaches here and there, but it's good. Headaches is good. Rather have headaches when people are performing and when they are not performing. So big ups to everybody that's been here. Well done to all the players. Well done to Western Province for winning the tournament. Didn't look like they were going to get there, but they did eventually. Some come nerves. And I really have to say thank you to Standard Bank to giving all these cricketers the opportunity to come here, come away from home, different environment, and perform the way they did.